Hello and welcome to QCTV Presents Courage, the Tale of Two Women. This show is all about two women who are in our local area who had some very serious health issues, and they dealt with their health issues, but they did something very interesting and individually, and we're going to tell you all about it. I'd like to introduce you to both of them. First of all, Dana Makinen from the city of Andover, and she's a human resources manager. Yep. Thank you so much for being with us here today, Dana.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and also Deb Feld is here, and Deb is the North American Council on Adoptable Children. She works with them and with the Department of Human Services.
Right.
Yes, thank you both for being with us here today. We really appreciate it. So Deb, first of all, tell us a little bit about your family.
Oh, I have a big family. I have 4 kids. I've been married for about 25 years. We live in the area. 2 dogs. That's pretty much it.
Very good.
And I'm a stage 3C cancer survivor of ovarian cancer.
Okay, tell us about that, your health journey. What happened? When were you diagnosed? And walk us through that.
I was really young being diagnosed, and I started having symptoms that just were not typical me. Nothing big. They were very vague. And cancer symptoms for ovarian cancer are very quiet. They're things like lower back pain and stomach bloating and reflux or heartburn. And you think, well, you know, 38. Of course I might have a little heartburn. Maybe I shouldn't drink so much coffee. And so I just kind of started going to the doctor and trying to figure that out. And no one was very worried. And I ended up having some more significant symptoms. And I went in for a hysterectomy. And I left with cancer. And of course then had full staging a few weeks later, and I found that the cancer had already spread to other areas of my body. And so at age 38 with 4 young children, I think my youngest or my eldest was only 7 at the time. So I had 7, 5, 4, 3 ages of my kids. It was a horrible thing to have happen, and certainly unexpected. And so for me, it was a tough road.
And tell us what you did to help you get through that.
I relied on my friends and family, really. You know, when you're sick, when you're that ill, you're just trying to get better, and you really have to rely on everyone else. And so I had, my kids are adopted, and so I had my adoption support group, and they came and provided meals, and they came and cleaned the house, and they just watched my kids and really took good care of me. And I had to learn how to take care of myself because I wasn't very good about taking really good care of myself. I'm a nurturer. I love kids. I love taking care of other people. And so I realized, of course, after the fact that I was giving 110% to my family and not so much to myself. So I really had to learn how to take better care of myself.
And talk to us too how you got into karate.
Oh.
Tell us the story of you and your daughter.
Okay, I have 4 kids, and they're all very close in age. And my youngest and my oldest are my children with the most challenges. They have more mental health and cognitive impairment challenges. And I have 2 middle kids. I only have 1 kid that is in regular ed. The other 3 were going to summer school. And so I had my daughter, Brittany, with me, and she was 9. And we were going to the grocery store to pick up groceries, and I was trying to talk her into doing something with her mom. She's already at this age where she's, oh no, my mom, I'm not doing anything with my mom. I'd rather be with my friends stage. And I said, oh, come on, Brittany, I just want to do something with, the other kids are at summer school. Let's you and I do something together. And I'm thinking, Michael's Craft Club, right? Or something, you know, do something crafty because I like to do that kind of thing. And she was like, no, I don't want to do anything, Mom. No, no, no. And I said, oh, come on, Brittany, anything. And we happened to have been driving to a Cub Foods over by Blaine, and right next door is a karate studio. And she was being a little smart aleck. And so she says, anything, Mom? And I said, yes, anything. And she goes, how about karate? Now, you have to know, my hair had just started growing back from all the chemo treatments and the surgeries. I was just recovered. I was maybe 6 months out past all my treatment. And that little devil, she knew that I would say, no way, I'm not doing karate. And I looked at her, and I looked up at the sun, and I thought, I saw the sign that said, 1 month of karate for like $20, and I thought I can do anything for a month. And so I pulled into the parking lot, walked right in, signed us up for a month, and quickly became hooked.
So talk about that, how hooked you did become. I mean, you didn't just get a white belt.
No. I actually went on and got my black belt with my daughter. I graduated with my daughter. It took me 4.5 years to work at it. And people always say, oh, I could never do karate. And I'm like, well, I started at, 40 years old, and I could not do one sit-up. Not one, because I'd had 3 abdominal surgeries that cut every muscle there. I used to go home and have my husband pull me up to a sit-up position just so that I could practice. It was very hard. And I remember some of the younger instructors just looking at me, and I'd be trying to do this, and I'd say, I just can't do this. And they said, just do the best you can. It'll come. And it did. And I can say now that my ability to karate is more about that perseverance and that constantly going and practicing and really working hard at it, that I've been successful. And I'm actually working toward my 3rd degree now, and I've been doing karate for 9.5 years.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And what is it about karate? What was it that attracted you to it and kept you there? And how did it help you with your health issues?
I think it fits my personality because I'm rather exuberant. And so you just get in there and you can work off your stress and punch away your stress. And I like that it's very step-oriented. You only have to work on this kick, these 3 kicks, this one form, and you can work on that to competency, and then you build on that. And so it's very confidence building. And for me, going through my cancer experience, I think I spent 4 years just going, am I gonna die? When's this gonna come back? And because I have ovarian cancer and I was very young, my doctor, one of the first things they said is, you have to have a genetic component there. There's just no way that you've got this without having one. And so I did genetic testing, and I have 2 mutations on my BRCA2, which means I'm very high risk for breast cancer and very high risk for ovarian cancer. And so that means a lot of surveillance. So I spent years, the last 10 years, doing surveillance every 6 months, going in for mammograms and testing to make sure that I stay healthy. And that's very wearing. And so that kind of stress can be very wearing. And so for me, going to karate and just punching it out and kicking has helped me, 1, wear off that stress, and 2, just build my confidence that I'm healthier and that I am doing better. And that even though I had a bit of a relapse a few years ago, they found a tumor on my left breast and biopsied that, and we were really worried about that. I felt like, okay, karate has made me strong. Karate has made me strong enough to fight this next battle. And I went on and actually had a preventative double mastectomy, and I powered through the recovery of that, of the reconstruction process, which is very long and painful. And I'm still working on, being able to do as many push-ups as I could do before the surgeries, but I'm getting there. And it has just really helped my confidence and my feeling of healthfulness.
How supportive were your karate pals during this process?
Oh, it's like my second family. I laughingly say, after my husband, karate is my second longest relationship. And so when you've been doing something as long as 9 years, they all become your family. And especially with the young kids, I love watching them grow up and end up going to their graduation parties and watch them move on. And it's just expanded my whole family. And the bonus is that it's a family that is healthy, and we're working toward our personal health, and we're working toward our goals, and I just love it.
What other traits have you seen that karate helps people with, even if it's little kids who walk into the karate school, and traits that you were able to acquire through karate?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, self-confidence.
The self-confidence, for sure. Nervousness, I tend to be kind of a high-strung gal, so the nervousness has really helped me, especially going into a tournament, just learning how to stay calm, in that high pressure situation has been really helpful. I do a lot of speaking in my jobs, and I still get nervous when I speak, but I really think that the experience I've had in karate and even joining that tournament arena has really helped with that confidence building and helping me stay a lot more in control. It works on my mindfulness. I tend to be kind of scattered. With my everyday life, I go 100 miles an hour this way, 100 miles an hour that way, and for me, just calming is a challenge for me. And so what I found about karate is that it's very mindful. You can only work on that next step. You can only work on that next move, or you will make a mistake. You can only think about that. And so when you're doing a form, you're thinking the next move is this, step forward this, kick here. Otherwise, if you find yourself looking away or thinking about your grocery list or whatever else that might pop in your mind, you mess up. And then your instructor walks up and goes, get in the game. Mm-hmm. You're not focusing. And so that's what we find with younger children too, who may struggle with some attention difficulties. The karate is great for helping them just learn how that body control and learning on focusing on what they're supposed to be focusing on. It's helpful to everyone.
If someone were thinking of joining karate, what would you say to them?
I would say, come on over and I will set you right up and give you some free lessons, and you get lots of great attention, and anyone can do it.
And you're an instructor.
I am.
Yes.
I am at Professional Karate Studios in Champlin, which is actually very close here.
Yep. And what are some things besides karate? You do forms, and there's sparring, there's tournaments. Mm-hmm. Talk about some of the aspects of karate.
We do Taekwondo, which is Korean style karate, and we do katas, the forms. We do standard with your belts. It's about 3 different kicks that we learn at each belt level. We do combinations, sparring, kickboxing. If you want a little bit more cardio workout, come on over to kickboxing and we'll work you really hard. It's great fun.
Very good. Mm-hmm. Alrighty, we are going to take a quick little break here, and then we are going to come back and we're going to talk to Dana, and then we'll talk to both Dana and Deb about a few other things. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. I'd now like to reintroduce to you Dana Makinen. Dana, thanks for being with us here today. Before we get going about your health story, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm the Human Resources Manager for the City of Andover. Been there almost 15 years. I'm also a group fitness instructor. I've been teaching group fitness for about 28 years. And one component of group fitness that I love to teach is yoga. I've been teaching yoga for about 15 years. And I'm married. I have 1 son. I have 2 stepsons. And really busy. Have
You're
a great life.
You're a busy person.
Very
Yes,
much
you are.
so.
Very good. So tell us your health story. When you were first diagnosed, take us through that.
All right. I am a more recent cancer survivor. I was diagnosed with breast cancer October 29, 2012. It was invasive and aggressive already, stage 3. I made a few different choices, but I ended up just going with a lumpectomy and lymph node removal. Had a year of chemo, 33 radiation treatments, and doing okay. I've had some setbacks again, but that's kind of the process, working through it. But I am a survivor. You know, the day you find out you have cancer, you're a survivor. And that's really the attitude you have to have, is that I'm a survivor and I can get through this.
And how did you get to that place of being such a good attitude?
My family, my friends, internally, I've seen so many people with much worse things. And everybody's so supportive. You know, that initial diagnosis, when you get it, it's like, oh my word, it's the big C, cancer. And it's kind of scary. I was 43 years old, and so anything under 50 is young. Just like Deb. And I did the BRCA testing also. I do not have the mutation. I have no cancer history in my family. So it was very unusual. And so I had to go to my family and friends and my yoga participants. I teach, as I said, and look for that support there. Yoga kept me going. I have to say that. I teach for the Andover YMCA, and then I also teach for Anoka Hennepin Community Education. And I've taught for the Y for 15 years, no, longer, 15 years, sorry. And then community education for 25 years. But I'm a big believer that anyone can do yoga at any stage of your life. Kids are doing it in school. My aunt, who's 75 years old, does it down in Arizona. Her instructor's 95 years old. And I had been telling people this for years, and I'm like, when I got cancer, I went, oh no, what am I gonna do? And you go through a lot of testing, a lot of uncomfortable procedures. And I fell back onto my yoga. My yoga is what got me through. I spent 45 minutes in an MRI tube having a mammogram done without any sedative, just doing yoga breathing. That has gotten me through all the needles and pins and everything that they put you through, remembering my yoga breath. And I kept teaching the whole time because I wanted to show my members, my participants, that you can do this, whether you're going through any stage of your life. You can do this while you're going through treatments. Yeah, I had to take time off when I had surgeries, obviously, but you can do this to help you. And I really feel it helped me a lot. I had the lymph node removal. Most women that have had that know you get lymphedema in your arm. I have never had to wear a sleeve. I've never had to go through physical therapy. 3 months after I had the lumpectomy and lymph node removal, I saw my surgeon and he said, so how's the physical therapy going? And I'm like, I didn't know about physical therapy. The moves that you have to do with yoga, your sun salutations, your down dogs, it all helps with the blood flow and strength and flexibility, and I never had to do it. And I have full range of motion on my arm, and as I said, I don't need to wear a sleeve thanks to I feel my yoga. It has made such a difference in my recovery. You feel positive. Yoga is about being present. It's about here, now, not where you were last week or last year. It's about being present in the moment. We all have our challenges, either physically, mentally, emotionally, and yoga helps bring that challenge to the moment. It lets you deal with it in the moment. And I just can't express how much I'm thankful to my yoga. As I said, I've been teaching a long time, but I really found the benefits. And now my participants, that's something I bring to them. They know that no matter if they're having a good day or a bad day, they can come to the class and they get what they need out of it. I'll tell people, if today you just want that corpse pose, go for it. 45-minute class of just relaxation, that's fine with me. But if you want a little bit more, that's up to you. And they do. They keep coming. I have some really nice classes. I have some great students. They've been there. They've given me cards, they've given me little gifts, they've supported me, you know, just saying, Dana, we're thinking of you. One of my participants made, hand knitted me this beautiful Afghan shawl type thing. Absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, so when those days come that you're feeling kind of low, and when you've been going through chemotherapy, you feel low, you lose your hair everywhere. They pump you up with a lot of drugs that make you feel not yourself. But I could take that shawl my participant made for me and put it around me, and it just made me feel so much better. And I could go back to the moment of, I'm alive, I'm doing good, I'm successful. And that was worth so much.
That's fantastic. And I've been in Dana's yoga classes, and I can tell you she's a very good teacher. And if you have challenges, you don't have to worry if you are out of shape, if you can't do things, because Dana will say you can do it like this, or if you want a little more challenge, do that, and it makes you feel better. I mean, You're just an excellent teacher, Dana. I really enjoyed your class.
Thank you. Yeah, my big thing is no matter where you are in life, you can do yoga. Yoga can help you through it. And if you've never tried it, I highly recommend it for everybody, men, women, kids. With kids, I taught kids yoga for 7 years. They're so much fun. My son actually did it a number of years with me when he was young, and it helps them focus. They can have fun. So many yoga poses are animals: down dog, lion, dolphin. The kids have a blast with it, and they really enjoy it, take it to heart, and it relaxes them. My son, when he was in 3rd grade, the teacher had me come in and do some yoga breathing with the kids for the MCAs. Calming yourself down, focusing yourself. And she really said she felt it made a big difference with the kids on their tests.
Isn't that interesting? What do you think both the two have in common, the yoga and the karate?
I think focus,
Yeah.
and being present. You know, when you're dealing with cancer, you're going, oh my gosh. The initial reaction is, where am I going to be in the future for my kids? You're looking into the future. And you also look into the past on, oh, I should have done this or that. I think having karate, having yoga, you're focusing on here and now. And that's really what you need.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's true as well?
Oh, I agree completely.
How about support? Who was your best support, would you say, as you went through these? Was it your family? Was it your colleagues? Was it your coworkers?
I have to be very positive with my family and my friends. They were awesome. But I do have to say it does come back to my participants in my yoga class, because it's just a community that is there for you. Your family and your friends watching your good and bad days, but having that outside support is just amazing. I don't know how to express it.
What would you say?
Oh, I agree completely. Family and friend for that support and to take care of you when you're ill. And I like the fact that I can go to karate class and just be in karate class, not be Deb Feld, the cancer person. Mm-hmm. Oh, she's got cancer, and where everyone sends you the emails about cancer. Everything's cancer. Once you become a cancer survivor, anytime anybody talks about cancer, they think of you. And I hate being a defining part of me. I mean, it is what it is, but I don't want it to define me completely. I'd rather be defined by my karate, my children, myself. Just I want the cancer to go further and further behind. And although, you know, when you have a huge health crisis like having cancer, there's those extenuating consequences. You know, they took my ovaries, so that means now I have bone loss. So I have osteopenia. Even though I'm in pretty good shape, I'm pretty young, I have to do extra things. You know, I have to make sure I eat well. I have to make sure I eat my supplements. I have to make sure I exercise every day to keep my bones strong, because my bones are weaker because I no longer have all the estrogen that I used to have. You know, so that for me, keeping involved in karate, and I am a member of a gym. I do walk, but I don't go to the gym very often because when I go there, I want to talk to someone. I want to say, hey, how's it going? Having a good day? And people look at me like I'm very strange because they're there to do their routine. Whereas I go to karate, I know everyone, and it's much more social, and I build relationships there. And for me, that's really important, and that's what keeps me going. I've been doing karate for 9 years. That's the longest exercise program I've ever been on. And I think whether it be yoga, whether it be karate, gymnastics, whatever a person chooses, you have to find something that you have a passion for and that you really enjoy, because then it won't feel like a chore to go to. For me, going to the gym feels kind of like a chore, you know, but going to karate is just fun.
And I agree with her completely. You have to find that passion, and that, you know, even though you're a cancer survivor, and I agree, that big C, it's a scary word, having something that you're passionate about gets you through so much. And that social interaction, you know, the yoga I teach is at a gym or through community ed. But you still have those people that you can talk to. You can. You're not Dana Mackinnon cancer victim. You are Dana Mackinnon cancer survivor, and it is so supportive. It is wonderful. And if that's something I could tell people, is your life doesn't end because of a cancer diagnosis. You find a new choice, a new avenue that can make it begin even more, be even better.
Yeah, and for me, I take so much better care of myself now, having gone through the cancer experience. Now I'm much more mindful about taking care of myself, and I was always worrying about everyone else all the time and really overextending. And so now I've learned, no, I have to take care of myself. I eat better. I exercise more. I quit drinking pop for the most part. You know, just lots of different health choices that I've made along the way that really were, you know, the start was the cancer. It's like, oh my gosh, I want to be around. And, you know, with the genetic component, I probably would have gotten this cancer no matter what. But I probably got it a little earlier just because I wasn't coping with my daily stresses in a really helpful manner. I was a big emotional eater. I internalized a whole lot of stress. And so I wasn't doing things the way I do them now. Now I take really good care of myself and put myself first, which is also something that we as moms don't often do. And so.
And she makes a really good point. Putting yourself first is huge. When you're going through cancer, she's right. We give. That's a big thing about being a mom, is we give to our kids. Well, the house doesn't get cleaned. It's not the end of the world. Taking that time for you is huge.
Anything else either of you would like to add? If somebody was starting their own health-related journey, something you'd like to say to them?
I'd say take good care of yourself. Do not get upset about small things.
Yes.
Take time for yourself each day. And even if it's just a walk down to the end of the block and back, make sure that you're getting out and you're getting outside, getting into nature, moving your body, and just take really good care of yourself.
And I agree with that. My oncologist said 10 minutes of walking every day,
And
no
so
matter
do you
what.
do that?
I do.
Yeah.
Even on those days that I just go, I don't want to get out of bed, 10 minutes of walking. Whole different mindset.
Very good. Well, thank you both so much for being here today. They're very inspirational stories, and we really appreciate you sharing them with us.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you so much, and thanks for watching QCTV.